Hey, my loves, welcome back to a brand new episode of Look Who's Talking Podcast. I am Onicia, your host, and I just want to say welcome if you are new here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you're new, make sure you do become a subscriber because I want you to be a part of the family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for sticking it out with me this far. I want you to remember that this is a platform created for your voice to be heard while having hard conversations intended to spread love, encourage healing, and embrace vulnerability. So, y'all, today we're gonna get into some things, child. Not really some things, but kind of some things. So, um, lately a lot of people I've been getting a lot of questions in regards to like, why don't you talk about like dating and relationships? Why don't you talk about that on the podcast? And so for you guys who have kind of been sticking it out with Look Who's Talking Podcast, I have always been very vocal and I have always told you guys I don't really do the relationship talk. I kind of shy away from it. Not really shy away from it, but I don't really talk about it as much because I feel like when it comes to dating, relationships, or whatever, that's kind of like a sticky subject, sticky topic, because I feel like when it comes to dating, everybody's perspective is different. People, at the end of the day, you're going to do what floats your boat, what works for you. And then a lot of times, people be getting on these platforms talking about relationships and they be real loud and wrong. And it just be kind of like a lot of stupidity and a lot of misleading information that they be giving out, and everybody be getting on here talking about relationships, and there are these relationship coaches, and it just be like, what can you tell me about a relationship when you haven't had a successful one yourself? I don't see you married, none of that. So it's just, I don't really be talking about it because I just be feeling like I might do something that you might not want to do, or what floats my boat may not float to your boat. So, we're going to talk about it a little bit today, but we're going to just talk about it from the perspective of navigating your relationship, how you see fit, the way you want to navigate your relationship. And I'm more so going to talk about it because I feel like I'm kind of in a stage of my life right now, like where I'm at. I'm navigating that and I'm learning so it's like you'll say you want one thing, something else come and it's like you thought what you wanted you didn't want, or you say, oh, I'm ready for this, and then it's presented to you and it's like, oh, I thought I was ready for this, but I'm not ready for this, right? And so I feel like when it comes to just dating, relationships, perspective, or whatever, you learn so much about yourself, you learn so much about your partner, seasons change, like so much can happen, right? And so when it happens, a lot of times it causes like a shift of perspective, or like you're putting in certain situations or certain seasons to where you got to navigate this differently, or how you thought you was going to navigate it, or how you thought you would have handled it when it's presented to you. It don't always work like that. You know how they say you always don't really say what you're gonna do because you don't know what you'll do until you're in that predicament. Yeah, that is totally true. And I do feel like when it comes to relationships, sometimes they reveal a lot about yourself that you need to fix, that you need to work on. You be having some inner issues, some insecurities and things like that that you got to figure out and that you got to work on about yourself. And sometimes a relationship or the right partner will come along and they will help you see those things. And it's like, now I'm looking in the mirror and I'm doing some self-observation because I got to work on me, right? So again, that's why I really don't, I like that word again. I noticed that when I be watching these episodes, I be saying it a lot. Like, so again, that must be my word. But anyway, like I was saying, and so like with me and where I'm at now, it's just like I'm 31, but I'm still learning, right? And so it's like there was a lot of things I said that I wanted and I wouldn't do at 25, but then of course 30 came along, 31 came along, and it's like that's changing for me. So I'm gonna give y'all an example. And don't do too much because I know y'all be liking the tussle. Please don't, okay? Y'all, this was me when I was in my 20s. And this is like some of the things that I said I want and I wouldn't do in a relationship. But something that I was like really, really big on in my 20s, and when I was like dating and stuff, I used to say that I wanted a relationship to where the man had to pay all the bills, okay? I was like, I'm not doing no 50-50. I'm not helping you pay no bills. Like, I'm not doing none of that. You got it. You got to figure it out. You the man of the house, so you need to pay the bills. Cool. You still do have some women that feels like that. And if that is you, that's you, okay? I'm just talking about for me. If that floats your boat, if you want a man to pay all your bills and you feel like you're not helping him pay no bills, you not splitting no bills, cool. That I understand because that was me in my 20s, right? But as I got older, and I just started being around like different women. And of course, when you're in the settings and group settings of women, you talk about these kind of things. These kind of things these kind of things come up. And so of course I was hearing like older women's perspectives and things like that when it came to like a man being a provider. And so of course you had your women who was like, no, you're gonna pay all the bills, and then you had your women who was like, I don't mind helping or pitching in when I need to. And so 20 me again was I'm not helping no men pay no bills. But 30 me is like I don't mind pitching in and helping my significant other if I have to. I'm not against it. It's no problem to me because a lot of times men carry a stress that we don't really know about. It's a lot of things that men don't really tell you about. And so sometimes all of that can become a lot on them. And so the older me, the mature me was like, if I gotta pitch in and help my significant other or my husband from time to time, like I don't mind. Hey, cool, whatever. Let's just get the bills paid. It does not matter. So you see what I'm saying? Like you see how what I'm saying it's like things change as you get older. Like sometimes you be wanting one thing, and then when you get older, it's like, no, I don't really want that no more, or I don't really see that for myself. So that is like one of the areas that has changed for me. So that's why I'm like, when it comes to just like dating and relationships, like all of that stuff, perspectives, all of that stuff change. And then when you really get with somebody and you really like them and you fall in love, you just be so in love, nose be wide open, and you just, Dre laughing at me, y'all, but I'm for, you just be, y'all know how it be. Like when a man really just got you wide open and it just be the stuff, and you be like, I ain't cooking for no man and I ain't cleaning for no man. If he ain't putting no ring on my finger, I ain't doing. Hey, baby, sometimes I cook, sometimes I'm a clean. So it's just like all of that changes because I was probably in my 20s, I was probably saying that like, I ain't doing no wifely duties and you ain't got no ring on my finger. Da, da. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to cook a little meal. It's okay to say, let me clean up for you. Let me cook. What you want me to cook? So that's why I'm saying like things really do change. And yeah, I get it. Now for me, my standpoint is I'm big on it. Now I'm not playing no house with you every day, 24/7, and I ain't got a ring on my finger. It ain't happening because sometimes you can give a man a little too much and he get comfortable with it. So that is like something that I'm standing on and I'm big on it. Like I'm not gonna be playing on house with you 24/7 and I ain't got no ring on my finger. We're not doing it. But sometimes it's okay to give him a little taste to let him see, like, I can dig it. Like this could be my life every day with you. I'm cool with it. Right? Cool. That's one thing. So something else I know they be tussling about what the girls do. And y'all probably gonna get mad and y'all probably gonna want to fight me about this, but it's okay. It's whatever. But this is why I don't talk about relationships. But something I've seen now to where a lot of women are very vocal about, they're not cleaning up no house every day. They not cooking every day. Like significant other, he could kill it. He gonna have to help me around the house. Like I'm not you. I'm not finna cook. I'm not finna clean for a man every day. Me, I don't mind. I feel like there is just some things that a woman do that a man just could not do. Period. And I feel like you have some men who are very clean. You have some men that can cook well. However, cooking is kind of like, I don't know, because sometimes the wife could cook and sometimes the husband can't cook, or sometimes the husband can cook and the wife can't cook. So cooking is like, but for me, when it comes to cleaning, I just feel like a man will not clean how I clean. Like it just they're not. And so when it comes to my house, the place that I have to make home for my family, just let me handle the cleaning. I don't mind if you want to help. That's fine. You can help me. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go right behind what you did and I'm going to re-clean it because I'm going to have to make sure it's really clean. So when it comes to cooking and cleaning, y'all, I am the one. I don't mind cooking and I don't mind cleaning. And that's not something my significant other is going to have to. That's not something he's going to have to preach to me about. Oh, you need to cook or you need to. Like, no, that's going to be done. I am going to be one who is going to nurture the home and make sure those things are done around the house. for the girls who feel like they are not cooking and cleaning, who feels like their significant other has to help them or meet them halfway. Kudos to you, baby. That's what you want. And I'm fine with that. I'm just saying what I want. So y'all see what I'm saying about when I'm talking about some of the things I want? Like, I know some of y'all gonna want to tussle with me. I know some of y'all gonna want to give pushback. And it just be like, I don't have time for the drama. I don't have time for the negative energy, okay? This is just things that I want for myself. These are the things that I don't see no problem with. But then again, I was raised up in a 2-parent home. Mom and dad was in the home, seeing love, seeing dad cater to mom, seeing mom clean. So let me tell you, when it came to my mom, she can't cook, right? She got about 3 or 4 main dishes, y'all, that she know how to cook. But however, when we was younger, she would attempt to cook. Like, my daddy used to love her white beans. I don't know why. He used to love her gumbo. Oh my God. I ain't gonna even talk about that gumbo. Like, so stuff with like cheese or bacon, she did it really, really well. Like lasagna, tuna casserole. But however, my dad don't eat that stuff. Like anything with cheese, dairy products, my dad does not care for. He's not going to eat it. But going back to the point of the story, I grew up in a 2-parent household with mom and dad. I seen my mom cook what she could cook, and I seen her clean to where you can eat off the floor. My mom had 6 kids, and you and I know she had 6 little rascals running around that house because that house was going to be clean. It was going to be spotless. So again, these are things that I seen my mom did. She didn't know how to cook, but she did have her certain dishes that she cooked that my dad enjoyed. However, my dad knew how to cook. Like, my dad is a real life cook, and that's where we get our cooking side from, is my dad. So of course, when it came to cooking, sometimes my daddy would cook, sometimes my mom would cook, but my dad would really do like the cooking and the throwing down because he knew how to cook. But again, when it came to cleaning, my dad did not have to worry about coming home to a house that was filthy, kids running around, hair ankle. Like, no, like my mom, she was literally a nurturer of the house. Like, she literally did make any house a home. So when it came to cleaning, making sure those kids was bathed, hair was combed, like my mom did it. And even on mornings when my mom had to go to work and my daddy had to get us ready for school, my mama would have them clothes laid out and ironed, and she would be Eddie. Here go they school clothes. This is what they have to put on. Now, however, there were some mornings when she could not comb our hair, and my daddy would try to have to figure it out. Y'all, we would be crying because, like, at the time, my oldest sister, because she was so much older than us, school times took in different. So she was already at school when we was at home getting ready for school. So imagine my daddy having to comb our hair. That was a disaster. We used to go around the corner to my big cousin and ask her to comb our hair. But it was just, again, that was just what I grew up around. So that is normal for me, for the woman to clean the house, to cook. Like, all of that was normal for me. So that's why I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not going to give no pushback about no cooking and no cleaning. If I feel like if you taking care of home, baby, I don't mind. If you lead and you lead in the right way, I don't mind cooking and clean. Like, I don't mind doing any of that. But again, you have some women who feels like, because now we do have women or alpha females, these women who are like bosses, they CEOs, CFOs, running their own business. Like, they really getting to the money. We do have those type of women. And so sometimes they feel like their schedule may be a little pack, or they're to their capacity to where they don't have it in their schedule to do all of this. And so they feel like my significant other has to help me because I'm a boss, just how he's a boss. So he has to help me. Cool, that's on you. I can be a boss, entrepreneur, CEO, CFO, whatever. My home is gonna be taken care of. I don't believe in having no maid. I don't believe in paying a woman to come and clean my house. No, ma'am. That's just not me. I don't care how many businesses in entrepreneurship and what I got going on. my house is gonna be taken care of, and I'm not paying no maid to come and clean my house. However, again, there are some women who are okay with that, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not throwing no salt on your game. Like, that's cool. That's on you. That's what you want. But I'm just saying that is not for me. Okay. So y'all see why I be saying, like, you can't really get into the whole spiel of like relationships. It's talking about what you'll do or what you wouldn't do, because it's so different. It is different from for everybody else. You may get you a husband or a significant other who he enjoys cleaning up, he enjoys cooking, so it's like, cool, I'm gonna meet my woman halfway, because I don't care. Like, this don't matter to me. Like, I have my brother Trell and Whitney. Yes, Whitney, I'm about to talk about you. Y'all, Whitney can't cook, but then Trell can cook. But that works for their marriage. But then again, too, then Trell mama couldn't cook. So that don't matter to them. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I really just think it be the upbringing and like the living. Like, it's just really be what you was raised around. So because again, all of my brothers can cook. So a woman knowing how to cook, that's not nothing that they're gonna make a issue out of, because they know how to get in the kitchen and cook. They know how to do it for themselves. So they're not going to really give no pushback. And then, like I said again, because their mama didn't cook. But so that's why I just be saying, like, when it comes to relationships and all of that, do what floats your boat. And you don't never really know what you're going to do until you are in that predicament. All of us, our patient levels are different. Like, our tolerance are different. Like, we can deal what we can deal with. Like, it's just, everybody know their limits. Everybody have their own set of boundaries. Like, you know what boundaries not to overstep. Like, it's it's really different, because I see some women and I just be like, baby, I don't know how you do it. Couldn't be me. And then you might got someone who look at me like, girl, I don't know how you do it. Like, it just couldn't be me. So that's why I'm just saying, like, it's really different. It's just not even with my mom, like with my family as a whole. We grew up around women who like got in the kitchen and who cooked, and like they didn't mind doing this. Like, when we go to family gatherings, or when we had family gatherings, like my aunties and stuff, they would tote the load of like cooking. My uncles would just come and enjoy the food and take home plate. Like, they did it. So, like, again, that's what I'm saying. It's whatever you you were. Slow down. It's whatever you grew up around. That's typically what you adapt to. What how you gonna handle it. That's why I be saying, y'all. I'm not a relationship coach. I can't tell you. Baby, I'm figuring it out for myself. When I get the answer, I probably still wouldn't tell you, because my answer probably not gonna be your answer. And so that's my whole thing on relationships and all of that. So that's why I stay in my lane of coming to like encouraging you guys, motivating you guys, pouring love on you guys. And y'all know I always talk about just like being transparent and just talking about like different experiences and things like that. And so that goes back to, again, with relationships, like women experience all type of different type of men. Like, you could have been in an abusive relationship. I wasn't. So I can't speak on that, because I don't know what it feels like to be with a man who's abusive. You could have been with a man who was a narcissist, controlling. I don't know what that feel like, because I have not encountered those type of men in my life. So it's like, I cannot speak on what I did not experience. I cannot tell you what to do in a situation that I've never been in, or if I never walked those shoes. I can only tell you about what relates to me, what I experienced. And so I hope I answered all of y'all questions and y'all concerns in regards to relationships. Now, however, I am very much so open to having a guest on the show who is certified in relationships or a life coach. I am totally open to having them come on this platform, and I will let them run and roll and take over the show. But I'm not gonna get on here and I'm not gonna be telling y'all you need to leave him because he this, or you don't need to be doing this, or y'all. I can't. I'm the name of my show is called Look Who's Talking, right? Meaning I don't really have no room to talk with certain areas, or I can't really touch on certain areas, because that's not my life. That's not what I'm living. And then again, so that's why I'm telling y'all, like, when it comes to relationships, it's still so much that I am now learning about me in my 30s and discovering things that now that I want, or things that I said I didn't want, I now want them, or things that I said I'm not gonna do. Now I'm gonna do it. So that's why I'm like, we just gonna keep loving and encouraging and motivating and being vulnerable over here. That is what we're gonna do here on the Goose Talking Podcast, because that's the platform we built and that's the platform we're going to keep. Okay. Got it. Cool. So thank you guys. So Dre is crying laughing at me, y'all. I for real. Like, y'all know I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real transparent and open and honest. I'm a dude. And so I ain't gonna be out here steering y'all wrong or telling y'all to do what would Onicia do. I don't need y'all in certain scenarios saying what would Onicia do. No, you need to be saying what would Jesus do? How would Jesus handle this? What is it that the Lord want me to do? Okay. And then even if you're talking about relationships and you're going biblical, baby, them women in the Bible days were real, very much so submissive. Do you hear me? So we ain't gonna really even get into that. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Look Who's Talking Podcast, a platform created for your voice to be heard while having hard conversations intended to spread love, encourage healing, and embrace vulnerability. I am your host, Onicia, and thank you guys so much for tuning in into another episode, another conversation, just a moment of transparency, just being honest and open with you guys. So do me a favor, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are new here. I hope something that I said, did, made you giggle, made you laugh, motivated you, encouraged. Like, I hope you did all of that. Oh, and another thing I want to say, y'all stay off social media looking for relationship advice, okay? Please, please, because social media is not real, and people are only going to tell you what they want you to see. They're not going to never show you the bad side. And a lot of these uncertified, certified social media relationship coaches, baby, they don't even be in a relationship. Don't have a man, can't get one, can't keep one, ain't even married. So y'all, please be mindful of what you allow to coach you on social media about a relationship, because it ain't real, okay? Okay. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next Monday, same place, same time, brand new episode. Mwah.